Hey folks, Nev here yet again sharing some of the information that I have been able to learn about how do you grow your own food. I've been trying to geek out with all of the stuff about money and finance, and because of very serious problems that are developing thanks to the global shutdown in the food supply chain, I have been very big and I've been kind of, geeking out about how do you grow your own food for a while. But now that this news about potential food slowdown, potential food cost price increasing, I have been even more so big on growing at least some of my food. And you might be right there as well. And you might be thinking of like, how do I do this stuff? Where do I get the seeds? It takes a long time for the seeds to actually start growing. So I'm going to share with you yet another thing that you can do that, again, I've learned online, tested it out, and I want to show you the results. So here we go. You can see I have all kinds of different seeds that you can grow. And here I'm going to actually pick this one because you can see it says celery. Now, if you don't have seeds, there is a solution. It turns out that there are certain plants that you can actually grow straight out of plants. So, of course, if you were, if you have celery seeds, and this is kind of what they look like. I don't even know if you can see, but they're like super tiny little things. So, if you don't have seeds, there is something that you can do. It turns out that you can actually cut off the bottom part of it, put it in water, and apparently it will grow. So I wanted to know, can I speed up the process instead of just starting from the seed? Well, here is news. It turns out, yes, you can actually do this. So as you can see, I just have a jar, it has some water. I chopped off the bottom piece where the root is, put it in water, and check it out, y'all. It started to grow. Now you can see that these are starting to dry out, but these are actually turning greener, and there's a little guy that is growing. So as soon as that gets a little bit bigger, we're gonna put most of this stuff in the ground and then let it grow. So that's one solution. The second thing that I'm trying to do, and I think something is going to come out of it, let me see if I can zoom in. That is an avocado, and right over here you can actually see a bit of a something looks like it's going to grow. So that's a solution as well. And then here, yeah, it's just an egg carton, but the basic premise is going to go, the dirt is going to go into these things, have it right here in the window sill so it gets nice and warm. We're going to fill it up with dirt. We're going to put some of the seeds that I shared, allow it to have little seedlings, and then transfer them into my backyard. So it turns out you actually can grow food out of food, which is pretty amazing. But if you are looking for seeds and you can't find them in like your local hardware store or whatever, you don't want to go there or they're closed or whatever, this is where you can find it. So seedsnow.com. At least that's where I got stuff from. I'm not getting paid to share this with you. I just want to share with you in case you are looking for ways that you can grow your own food. Now I'm going to share with you also what I have been doing in my backyard and why. I've spent an entire day building stuff and I'm not done, but it's about to rain, so I'm not going to start the project because it requires me to actually have quite a bit of tools. I don't want to get that wet and I don't want to work in the rain. So I'm going to give it a pause and then continue on. But I have completed some stuff and I want to show you that right now. It's much colder today. As you can see, I have a jacket and a hat on. But yesterday was a beautiful day and you can see the things behind me, which are actually the planter boxes. So I want to show you a project of kind of where it was. You'll be able to watch the stuff that I did yesterday, and I want to show you where am I today. This one is not done. As you can see, this is just a wood board that I have basically secured over to the posts, and so there's not much happening here, but what I can do here is I can put in hooks, I can actually put in planters, I can hang things, so this gives me a lot of space and something to do different with. This side I did something a little bit different where I have actually used the board and then created basically a channel. As you can see, there's no dirt there, but it's basically a channel down here there's quite a bit of dirt, and I'm gonna put some seeds right in here. So there's not a whole lot of space here. As you can see, my hand kind of fits in, but this is going to be perfect for herbs. So all of this stuff is going to be beautiful herbs, and then up here as well. So this is going to grow in, it's going to be beautifully green. In case you're wanting to do this on your own, here is basically what the channel looks like. That is not finished, so you can see there's still openings. You're going to need to close this up, but you can kind of see what this looks like, right? And here's kind of where the project has ended, and I still have to finish this piece. And again, on top is going to probably be something a bit different, because this turns out to be fairly labor intensive. I want to show you what the channel looks like, and you can see that there are holes all the way throughout, and that's for drainage. And I did the same thing right up here. You can see the holes. So as the water comes here and it drains, it actually gives additional water here, and then it drains on down. Obviously, the channels that I have built that are pretty small, that's going to be able to take some small shrubbery, you know, you can even put some flowers if you wanted to, but most of my stuff is going to go towards herbs and food and that kind of stuff. There are certain plants that don't require a whole lot of space to grow, and then there are some that actually do. So some of the stuff that actually requires quite a bit of space, some of it is going to go into the pots, right? And then some of it is going to go directly into the dirt. But of course, project is not completely done. But you know, a couple weeks ago I did a whole thing about the onions and garlic and that stuff, and let me show you what's happening with those guys. So here are the garlics, and you can see it has actually grown quite a bit. I mean, it was probably the size of this little guy. That's a new onion that I just put in. And then on this end, take a look. This is onion, and it's growing pretty well, so that's exciting. So there you go, folks. Hopefully this was helpful to you to understand that there are certain foods that you can actually grow straight out of food, speed up the process. The little seedlings that you were able to see that I just showed you are things that have started already from being sprouted on the inside. The rest of it is just dirt because I just put seeds in, so I gotta give it time to actually grow. And so we'll see if it actually does anything or not. Not every seed 100% will turn into something, but as long as vast majority of them do, then it's a good day. So hope this is helpful. Hope you're doing really well. And if you are looking at starting a garden, you know, now is really a good time if you haven't done that already. It is spring. This is the time where things should be planted. And so there's, you know, there's a lot of excitement for me to be able to do something like that, since I've always wanted to do it. If you have a backyard, that makes it super easy. If you don't, a lot of the stuff like the vertical gardens, there's a lot of videos out on YouTube. Some of them are of course selling you their products, but there's a lot of things that you can go out and learn how to do these things. A lot of the things can be grown from pots as well. So just start looking at it, get creative, get a little bit of dirt, get some seeds, or use the plants that you already have, put them in some water, have them actually develop roots, then put them in dirt, and fairly shortly you should be able to start growing at least some of your food, so that you don't have to go out and compete with everybody else when the food shortage starts coming in at heavier rates, which I hope it doesn't. And if it doesn't, cool, I still have food. But if it does, it's another layer of protection, and that's really what I want for myself and what I want for you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay forever money blessed, and do remember, you are only one deal away.